Hi everyone, let's go through another Hackerrank practice. Today the title is minimum distances. So let's look at the problem. We define the distance between the two array values as the number of indices between the two values. Given A, given the array, find the minimum distance between any pair of equal elements in the array. If no such value exists, print -1. So for example, if array is given this, let's say if there's 3 and there's another item that's equal to 3, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So that will be basically, in terms of the distance, it will be 4. And there's another item that's 2 in this array, let's say 1, 2, so that the value will be 2. But since we're looking for just minimum value, it will return 2. So sample input basically, let's see. So there's 7, there's 1. 1 will be 1, 2, 3, and 7 will be definitely bigger than 3, so we'll return 3. Alright, so let's get started with the coding. So what I would want to do is I want to declare an array. I'm going to call it index array with array literal, and I'm going to loop through this array. Let's see, and let's I equal 0. I'm going to use this regular for loop, and I is less than I8 dot length. So I'm going to loop through all the items in this array once. I plus plus. Alright, so at this point, we know that there's AI. AI will be, let's have a some really simple 3, 2, and 1 example. So AI at this point with an example, it will looking at the first item in the array, which will be 1, and we know that there's another 1 in this array. So one way to find that easily without looping through another nested loop, we can do, I'm going to call that last index, which will be a dot last index of a I, right? So what we just looked at is the AI, which is 1, and by using this basically the class method, I guess that's built in this array class method, that we can this is something I guess just need as a JavaScript language syntax test we need to be aware. It just gives the another let's say there's index of, and that will come from the look at the first item in the array, and then we'll just like return to that number right away. But this one will be the opposite. It will look from the back, and if it sees the same value with AI, it will just return with that value right away. So basically doing so, we are finding another item in the array. But in case, let's say bit 3, AI equal 3, it will return itself, right? It will return as 2. So that value will return at 0. So what we want to do is really at this point is that if AI, no, actually not the AI, but last index is not equal to I. So which means, so we're looking at that 0 index. This will be returning as 4, right? Which means there's another item there. But if there is a AI equal like in this case I equal 2, but if it's returning in the backwards the same number, it basically means that there's no other item exists. So this is I'm filtering out. So if that's what it is, what I'm going to do is I'm going to calculate the difference, and index is likely, let's say a last index minus I will be whatever the minus, but just to make sure, I don't think in this case it will really be the case, but I'm going to use a mass dot absolute so that it's always this number is the positive. Okay, so in this case I'm going to push the value to here. So after this for loop is done, that we know for sure this will be populated with the condition that we set here. So we know that at this point to return if index array dot length is bigger than 0, which means there's an item, there is the different member of the array found, right? So we want to come back with whatever minimum value of that. So let's say max dot minimum, and we're gonna spread that array into here. So you will always find the minimum value in the array. Or if the length is equal to 0, which means there is no same item found in there. So it will return -1. So let's run code. Alright, looks like it's going pretty well. Let's do another. Yep, passed. Alright, this is it. Thanks for watching.